Then the long-awaited six-man street fight that it was challenged for by MVP on the behalf of the Hurt Syndicate against Ricochet and his stooges, Tia Leone and Bishop Khan. And as soon as Ricochet and the stooges came out, they fill the ring up with the horse shit. They throw chairs in the ring, and I mean, they got a garbage can and whatever the fuck. And of course, this, as we mentioned last week, this kind of, it makes sense with what the Hurt Syndicate have done with these guys, except that they then brought these heels onto TV to have the tag team champions beat them in between the first match where these guys beat the Hurts and this match where the Hurts wanted revenge. So it's all fucked up. But nevertheless, the Hurts came out in the suits for the street fight. Brian, do you remember that's what me and the Midnight Express did at Starrcade 85? We came out for the street fight with Ronnie Garvin and I should say Miss Atlanta Lively and Jimmy Valiant. We went and got tuxedos. As a matter of fact, I think the only part of mine that still is in one piece is the cummerbund. But anyway, they started a six-way on the ramp. They had the chairs and the trash cans in the ring. It was the same shit that everybody does in these situations. The Hurt Syndicate look good because they're grown men in suits, and they can work, but goddamn, this is tough. The big one, Leone, is not good. Not good at all. Not good in a variety of ways. How? Let me count the ways. I can't. And nobody cares about the heels because Ricochet only has, this guy's kind of an annoying douchebag heat. And poor Bishop Khan has the potential of the bunch of them because he's got size unlike Ricochet, but he's also can work a little unlike Leone. But a street fight is above these heels. Ricochet doesn't know how, and the other two are too green. And they barely used the ring for a lot of it. They broke two tables ongoing in the match, and then Ricochet, they put Shelton on a table in the middle of the ring after they've already broken two. And then Ricochet does a backflip off the top rope onto a splash onto Shelton, and he's so small it didn't break the table. And the people are like, eh. So two more guys just ran and jumped on it and broke it. And why did they break the other two tables first if they were setting up that spot? But hold on, there's more. They got another table in the ring. I wrote this one in. Lashley speared all three of them and put Leone through a table on the floor. So there's number 4. And then all three of the Hurt Syndicate cornered Ricochet, and Shelton hooked Ricochet and gave him a big German suplex and threw him through another table. Number 5. And then Shelton covered him 1, 2, 3. Besides, what in the world? 5 tables. What does it mean? Somebody's going to get stabbed one of these days through the goddamn intestines with a table shard for some spot that they've done 4 times previously in a match. It took almost 20 minutes. It was not good, and I believe it damaged the Hurt Syndicate's aura and reputation to win this match. Because it ain't working. There's no chemistry here. Am I lying, Brian?
No, you're not lying, Brian. The Ricochet thing to me hasn't been working. They brought him in with a bunch of fanfare. They pretty quickly turned him heel and then made him an annoying heel that you didn't take seriously. They gave him the.
But now hold on, they didn't turn him heel. He turned himself heel.
Yeah, the fans turned him heel.
the fans said, you know what? We've realized now that you're allowed to be yourself. You're a goddamn douchebag.
And they capitalized on that by months later creating a faction for him and the Gates of Agony, who have been in multiple factions so far in AEW, I believe, and hadn't won a match on TV.
Didn't Don Callis have them at one time and trade them to somebody else when he'd never had them before, or was that vice versa?
I'm not sure. I know they were with...
Didn't Jake sell them to somebody?
No, Jake sold the Mexican wrestlers to Don Callis in exchange. Oh, no, he got Mexican wrestlers back in exchange for Lance Archer. That's what it was.
Oh.
And then we never saw Jake ever again. He must be in Mexico.
If Jake goes to Mexico, I bet you'll have a problem getting him back.
I think they were part of Prince Nana's stable. And then that kind of became something else. Again, look, I don't know.
Yeah.
I like the Hurt Syndicate. The fans seem to, too. I mean, the fans are still chanting for them when they come out. They get into it. But that's not going to last forever if they don't have the right opponents and something that people can really sink their teeth into.
Well, it not last forever. It's already kind of cooled off because there was more of that and more vehemence for it when they were the tag team champions and looking good, and they needed opponents, and Tony had made no opponents that were credible enough for them. I've heard people say, well, they don't want to put so-and-so over, they don't want to put so-and-so over. No shit. Because here are professionals that know and can assess talent and evaluate who they can work with. And they say, okay, so our choice is this fucking team, or this fucking team, or Hong Kong Phooey and his best friend. They didn't come there and sign, and probably this will be their last run in a major promotion because of age and etc. They didn't come there just to play in the ring with Ricky Steamboat's fucking daughter or some goddamn combination that Tony has slapped together on the spur of the moment. They came to get over and then establish some serious talent. And Tony has put no serious talent in front of them to establish. So they're having to make shit out of fucking toothpaste and duct tape.
You know what I would do?
What would you do?
In a few months or whenever it is, whenever MJF returns, I don't care how you get around the stupid announcement they made. He cashes in. He wins the belt. The only thing they've built up that I was interested in that never happened, go into an MJF Bobby Lashley program and draw it out. Don't go right to the match. Give it time, but go right to the Hurt Syndicate. We're supposed to help MJF, that's his name.
Yes.
They're supposed to help him. He did it on his own. And there's reason for them not to like him. At least there's a feud that someone will care about. But other than that, the Hurt Syndicate...
And if they'd have stuck with that when MJF was in the thing and had them in the group and had the tensions boil over, and finally there's the thing with MJF and Bobby. With MJF having the championship that they could have helped him. Who knows what they were going to do before they just said, oh, we're not going to do any of this and just took it away. But then you would have MJF versus Lashley with a personal issue behind it. And Lashley is the baby face that people are going to want to see hurt people, and that people would be MJF, and you'd have something. Good Lord. But they couldn't finish that like they can't finish anything else.